Many, many moons ago in my 1983 baseball season, when I was helping out with the Restigouche baseball leagues, building mooseheads, my coach, Father Georges Perrault, didn't like me very much. He basically said I didn't present myself as a ball player, even though I was just a 17-year-old kid trying to kill some time in the midst of my parents' divorce. Now, there was an incident right after I made the team, again as a bench setter, where he was screaming out about a great play. Oh, wonderful, terrific. And I said, Father Perrault, you better watch that. That could be copyright infringement with Mr. Wonderful, the Ottawa Rough Riders champion for the 76 Grey Cup. And he said, what are you talking about? Well, I said, Mr. Wonderful, terrific. Wonderful, terrific Monds. I said, you better watch it. I'll call him up and I'll hit you with copyright infringement. He didn't like me at that comment. He never liked me the rest of the season. I came back in '84 and he benched me again. But there's no joke about wonderful, terrific Monds. What a great player. Now we're going to talk a little bit about his unique name and his unique part in Canadian and NFL history. And it's best to say wonderful, terrific lived up to his name. Now, born in Fort Pierce, Florida, May 3rd, 1952, he also ended up having one of the greatest afros in pro sports history, comparable to the Gamble family. Now, wonderful, terrific Monds Jr. First came to prominence at defensive back, and he played with the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. Now, he graduated literally from Fort Pierce Central High School in Fort Pierce. Fort Pierce at the time was a big developer of pro athletes. Now, he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 4th round of the 76th NFL draft. He was that good. Now, he eventually didn't make it to the NFL, but jumped to the CFL for the 1976 season. And he and that very talented team, which included the great Tom Clements of Notre Dame fame, and Tony Gabriel, probably the biggest clutch reception in CFL Grey Cup history, wonderful, terrific, and the rest of the players won the upset Grey Cup over Saskatchewan. Now, wonderful eventually made the NFL in 1978. Now, in the 77 season with Ottawa, after the first campaign at quarterback, defensive back, where he had 4 interceptions for 58 yards in 76. He had one more in 1977, and after returning to Ottawa in 79 from the 49ers, he had one more to give him 6 in CFL history. Now, with Ottawa, he was also a kick returner, mostly punts in the 76 campaign. And also was a great teammate to that young and very strong Ottawa defensive side. Now, the reason why wonderful was so wonderful, you couldn't teach that. 6'3", 215, big defensive back, big drink of water. Now, the Pittsburgh again, the 4th round pick, 112th overall, and you just imagine it would have been very difficult for him to make that lineup, but they gave Wonderful a good chance. And but Ottawa, for those 3 years he played there, he was a tremendous teammate, looked up by a lot by the young fans, like it was at University of Nebraska Lincoln and at Fort Pierce Central High. Now, the legacy in his family doesn't stop with him. He's the father of former NHL defensive tackle Mario Monds, and his son, wonderful, terrific Monds III, was a minor league player for a number of seasons. Now, Mario also played defensive tackle in the NFL for the Bengals and the Dolphins. He played college football at the University of Cincinnati and was drafted in the 6th round of the 2001 NFL draft, again by the Redskins. But get this, ladies and gentlemen, big drink of water. 6'3", 325 pounds. Again, from Fort Pierce, Florida. Graduated from Fort Pierce Westwood, again moving to Cincinnati, 6th round, 186 overall. Now, he played with Cincinnati for 2 years, the Giants in 2004, and the Dolphins in 2005 as a practice squad member. And he also played for the Dolphins in 2004. Now, played 6 games in the NFL as a tackle and 7 overall. So, Mario Monds, wonderful, terrific, number number 1 and number 3. Again, a great amount of talent in the Monds family. And if you ever have a chance, if you can find the 1976 Grey Cup on Classic Sports Canada, see the whole game, and Wonderful literally stands out because he's one of the better defensive players for Ottawa on that day. And again, Ron Lancaster versus Tom Clements. What a battle of champions. And Tony Gabriel, again, that late catch. Boys, that's probably one of the greatest Grey Cups ever. A lot of people figure it's one of the greatest championship football games of all time, at least top 5. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of the great, wonderful, terrific Monds. If you like what they're doing here with their vintage podcast, let us know with a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, just because you're named Wonderful, you may not be named Terrific as well. This guy was both. I think his parents knew he was going to be wonderful, but you can't be wonderful without being terrific. Have a good evening, and keep your stick in the ice. Bye.